What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Well, in the last month, I've made videos. Last 3 weeks, actually. I made a video informing you that the United States was going to give $300 million in military aid to Ukraine. Then, less than a week later, I told you that the United States was going to give an additional $2.1 billion in aid, military aid, and funding to Ukraine in its war against Russia. Then, I did another video informing you, not too long ago, that there was this mysterious clerical error where, lo and behold, over the last 2 years, the United States had overestimated the amount, as far as the worth of military aid, weaponry, and funding that they gave Ukraine. So $6.2 billion was just sitting there on the books, extra. So, of course, they gave them another $6.2 billion in aid. Then I saw the other day that Denmark said they were going to give Ukraine a $4 billion package of military aid. Now look, it's not money necessarily. Most of this is weapon. The estimated value of weapons and equipment. Although some funding is involved in this. All right. But that's not the point. The point of this is that we're taking from our stockpile and our weaponry, and a lot of this is money from us. And the funding from all of this to the Pentagon for all of these things comes from American taxpayers. That's what is drawing our ire, our anger. And by the way, as I'm saying this, the United States has committed another $500 million, and that's in the upcoming days, another $500 million in aid will go to Ukraine. So far, the United States has invested in Ukraine $15 billion. Over 40 times the United States has given Ukraine weaponry aid and funding. Over $15 billion. And guess what? The United States says that they've pledged that they're going to give Ukraine another $17 billion in weaponry aid, and equipment and funding before the war is over. Another $17 billion. I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Now, the $15 billion and the $17 billion does not include the $6.2 billion clerical error. Before I end this video, I want to ask somebody a question that's listening to this video. Wasn't it Ukraine? Wasn't it the country of Ukraine where Joe Biden's son used to work? Supposedly he was hired for a job that he wasn't qualified for. He was making like $50,000 a month or something, and there was this scandal involving him, and I think it was during the Trump administration, but it didn't really catch on because the liberal-leaning media don't want anything to hurt Biden when he was starting to run for president. Remember that? I think it was around 2018, 2019, but they shut it down. So I just find it interesting that the United States is so invested in this war with, Russia, just in Ukraine. Just something a little weird when you think about Joe Biden's son having this position, this strange position over there in Ukraine, you know. I don't want to say it on YouTube, man. You know what that clerical error and some of this stuff looks like to me. You know, I'm just going to use an initial ML. You know, honey. I'm just going to say honey saundering. You know. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.